I think we did a tremendous job today. We were honestly mad that they scored it all. We were trying to get a shutout in the Super Bowl, make history, and put a stamp on that dark side defense that we've had this year.
We have killers across the board. Everybody holds their own weight and has that chip on their shoulder to be successful. But allow our front being able to take on double teams, play with 4 down, play in sub packages as strong and as stout as we do. It frees us up so we can just make plays and just roam on secondary.
You know, every once in a while we see a great defense come together, and maybe history will elevate this defense. I don't know. They got the Legion of Boom to already contend with, and I know they call them the Dark Side. Isn't it strange to see a team that just 13 years apart has 2 really strong defenses, and the fact that the Legion of Boom set the bar, it makes it harder for this one to get noticed as an all-time great defense. It would be like the 85 Bears, and then here come the 95 Bears. No. We still got the 85 Bears. You can't be but that's what happened.
Well, the Bears don't have that problem.
No, but we got to consider what this means in the historical context. And yes. I was having a conversation with someone last week about players, because it was all about the whole Tom Brady, I don't have a dog in the fight comment. Like, the players who were part of the most recent championship teams for a given franchise, do they really want another champion to emerge? Because that knocks them down, right? Until there's a new champion Patriots, new champion Seahawks, any champion Vikings or Bills, the guys who most recently had the most success are the Kings, and they continue to stay the Kings. They get free food, they get free pie, they get free beer. They're the heroes. Well, somebody shows up and wins a Super Bowl, there we go. Reminds me of the time, I may have mentioned this last week, at the Super Bowl media ruckus, while Tebow Mania was at its height, people were brushing past Joe Montana to follow the Pied Piper Tim Tebow. I saw it happen. It's like, folks, this is Joe Montana you're running past to chase after this guy who's a flash-in-the-pan fluke. So here comes this Seahawks defense that's every bit as potent as the Legion of Boom. All of a sudden, Richard Sherman and company, they're gonna get knocked down a peg. Marshawn Lynch and company, they're going to get knocked down a peg. Russell Wilson and company, they're going to get knocked down a peg. So, Anyway, I say all that because we need to appreciate this Seahawks defense is pretty damn special. And I think the fact that they just had a really special defense 13 years ago may make it harder for us to process because we're not used to seeing that. When have we ever seen a team put together 2 all-time great defenses ever? It's not like there's Steel Curtain 1 and Steel Curtain 2. There's one Steel Curtain. Now, the Steelers' defense is big, but it hasn't been like it was in the 70s. We've never seen a team that had an all-time great defense swing back around with another all-time great defense, and the Seahawks have done it now, 2013 and 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recall offhand, a team that you can really say something like that about. I mean, you think about the 2000 Ravens, and then the Ravens won again in 2012. But I don't think that we regard that.
It wasn't the same. It was right. More offense. No, yeah, it was more offense.
It was Joe Flacco, making passes that I still don't understand how that were caught. But that's neither here nor there. It's just But you're right. I mean, it's one of these things where we have to really appreciate what this defense was, because like I said, the Rams were the only team that could muster anything offensively against this team after, let's call it like week 5, basically. I mean, this was one of the all-time great defenses, and I think some of that may be distorted by what McVay and Stafford and Nakua and those guys from the Rams were able to do, especially in the NFC Championship game. But I don't think that diminishes what they're able to do. I mean, hell, Kyle Shanahan was saying it on the pregame show. Hey, everybody wants to know what the secret is. Well, I don't know. We haven't scored off of them, right? So they were able to do a lot to really stymie and fluster offenses across the National Football League. And I really think it does make them one of the all-time great units. I don't know that it really knocks the Legion of Boom down, because once you win that Super Bowl, Mike, there's nothing else like it, and they can't take it away from you, right? And so I don't know.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Let me make sure I'm clear.
But no, I know.
Whoa. Don't get it twisted. Others will do that for me. I don't need you twisting it for me.
Well, I mean, I heard what you said.
The point is this. No, I know, but you're twisting it. You're twisting it.
Am I?
And again, others are going to twist it. I'm not saying it diminishes what the Legion of Boom does. What I'm saying is when a new crop comes along relative to the fan base, you get knocked down a peg. You get forgotten. It doesn't take away what you did. It never changes what you did. My point is within the fan base, they're going to be smitten by the new thing. They're going to be attracted to the new champions. They're going to hold a higher standing in the hearts and minds of the fan base. That's all I'm saying. It does not change what the Legion of Boom did. If there's another Patriots champion, it doesn't change what Tom Brady did. But you can't tell me at some level Tom Brady wasn't hoping that he's still going to be the only quarterback who managed to win a Super Bowl for the New England Patriots, and he still is. He's got that feather in his cap, whether he wears it proudly or not. He hasn't been supplanted by Drake May as the most recent Super Bowl champion in New England. That's all I'm saying. And I think that for some players, there's a temptation to say, yeah, I kind of like being the most recent Super Bowl champion for this franchise.
Oh, you do always say, the 72 Dolphins pop champagne every time the last, undefeated team loses. But I don't know. I think.
And they would hey, Miles, they would pop that champagne if the Dolphins were the last team to lose a game in a given season. And they would root against these Dolphins. The ones that are left. And the ones that aren't, wherever they may be, they would root against the Dolphins if the Dolphins were closing in on an undefeated season. I guarantee it. They would say they're not. Deep down, they would be. Deep down, they would be. Come on.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I just think that if
they're so naive when they're young.
Growing up, well, I guess I am. Because growing up, like the Seahawks won their Super Bowl when I was in college. And I was in New York at that time. And it's like, if I had been a Seahawks fan, there's nothing like your first championship, right? So I think that what you're saying to me holds a little bit more relevance for like those Patriots teams. Like, and there's no Patriots team that's ever going. Every championship is special. It's why Tom Brady says, "Well, what's their favorite one? The next one." But it's like those ones that happen still happen. Are you going to say, "Oh my gosh, the fact that they beat the Eagles
again, you're missing the point, Miles.
No, I'm not.
You're missing the point entirely.
You're saying that Richard Sherman is now like they're more impressed by like Julian Love, and it's like, but Richard Sherman still gave them these beautiful memories. That doesn't like it doesn't knock them down a peg. Russell Wilson was knocked down a peg by Russell Wilson being Russell Wilson.
I miss 50 minutes ago when I couldn't hear Miles.
I know. I bet you do.
Here's my question for you.
Okay.
Here's my question for you. You think Richard Sherman's going to be rooting for him to go 2 in a row? You think anybody from that Legion of Boom team is going to be rooting for him to win back-to-back? Do you think so? I mean, do you really think so?
Yeah.
They'll say they will be.
Yes.
Do you really think they're going to be rooting for the Seahawks to win 2 in a row and accomplish what they failed to accomplish? I think that you don't understand the nature of the competitive professional athlete, the ultra-competitive type AA positive professional athlete. And they're never going to say it out loud, although some of them might, who knows. I think deep down there's no way in hell they want these Seahawks to win 2 in a row. There is no way they want them to win 2 in a row. They'll say it, but they won't mean it.
Well, I mean,
and that's not cynical. That's the result of 60 years of life, of real world. This is how people are deep down in their darkest thoughts and moments. I'm telling you, they will not want them to win 2 in a row. Go Hawks, they'll say.
That's being cynical.
Go AFC champion, they'll say. That's being. Welcome to 2026. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.